Yo, what up, knuckles? It's your buddy Philko here, reporting live from your mama's house. Doing my thing as I usually do. And here goes another video for you guys about shit that's on my mind. And today I want to make a quick video about how Russian girls view black girls. What they think about them, the things I've heard. Being a black man living in Russia for the past, on and off for the past 3.5 years, I've heard number of Russian girls speak about black women. Maybe I asked, maybe they brought it up, but in general, they all were basically saying the same exact thing. So before I get to it, let's get to the history of me in Russia. Before I went to Russia with my ex-wife, who was a Russian lady. She was blonde, blue eyes. It's not the girl in the video on the screen. But we were married for like 2 years, whatever. We lived in New York City. We actually lived in a projects together. We lived in Queensbridge projects. I mean, we didn't go through that much with like, the hateration from the black girls, because the black guys in the neighborhood really liked me, because prior to getting married, and even during my marriage at times, I was known to be the guy with all the white girls. And so the black dudes in my neighborhood respected me a lot because they all wanted to, hang out with me. And if you know anybody from Queensbridge Projects who lives anyone near 4110 10th Street, on that block, the south side, anyone who's been living there for 5+ years knows the dude with the skateboard and white girls. Everybody over there knew me. Everybody. And thus they mostly knew my wife too. She was tall, nice ass, blonde hair, blue eyes, the only one. So they all knew who I was. You feel me? They all knew. But our experience with black women, we didn't get a lot of the sassiness, a lot of the bad comments, because like I said, the guys really supported me over there. And the guys were usually with the girls, and they would kind of put them in place in general, because they knew me. So we all know that, like I spoke in my other videos, that there is some negativity towards white women from a lot of black women. And I'm going to kind of get to that too. But let's talk about the views of Russian women towards black women. Now, Russian women don't represent all white women at all. They just represent women in Russia. I'm not talking about the Russian women in America, because they have a different look, because they're around black women. So their views are different. Maybe I'll get to that in another video. You know what I mean? Like my ex-wife. Their views are a little different. But when it comes to the Russian girls in Russia who talk about black women, this is what I generally hear. They're amazing. They're beautiful. They have nice butts. They have amazing hair. They're very beautiful. Everything I ever hear about black women from Russian women, nothing but positive shit. Constant positive. And even the things that we see as negative, they tend to like it. They tend to say, and I like when they do this, like with the finger, shake the finger, and they yell at the guy. It's funny. But they honestly like it. They like twerking. They know black girls are twerking first, so they start twerking. They tend to try to do what black girls do. They really do. When it comes to things in entertainment, like they love Nicki Minaj, Beyonce. They want to be singers like them. They want to dance like them. Now, I'm not going to go off and say they want to have asses like them. I don't want to say that. But they do want to twerk and dance like them. They like to emulate a lot of things that black girls do in popular culture, which is good. And I give black women points on that. I always say black people are the most entertaining people in the world. And if we were smart, we'd learn to use that entertainment as, let's say, how do I put it? We'd learn to use that entertainment to get what we want. You know what I mean? Like for example, this is one example. Let's say something happens. Something really bad happens to a black kid. Most of the best basketball players in America are what? They're black. What if all the black basketball players promise not to play until the guy who killed that kid gets arrested? Imagine that. What, you think they're just going to arrest those basketball players and tear up their contracts? No, because they're going to miss out on a lot of money. You got to think about the people with the money. I'll get to that in another video, but if those players came together and decided to not play, you think they're just going to arrest those basketball players and say, there goes your contract, get out of here? No. Because the people who not own the players, but the people above the players make a lot of money off of these basketball players. And what do they need them? They need them on the court. That's just an example. Let's say if rappers promise to stop touring and shit because something happened. Like, we're not going to tour anymore. We're not going to dance anymore. We're not going to make any more music for any of you until this or that happens. Do you know what happened? You feel me? But anyway, back to the topic. They always have something good to say. Now, some people may listen to this and they may say something like, okay, even white girls know black girls are better. So yeah, black girls are better. White girls are trying to be black. No. Let me explain. A lot of times when black girls say white girls are trying to be black, they say things like they want lips like us, they want skin like us, they want to have ass like us. To be honest, white girls don't want to look like black girls at all. They don't want to. They like the behavior. I'm all for it. They like the behavior. They're all for it. They think it's very cool, interesting. They like how black women are strong, all this stuff. They love the behavior of black women. They even like the look of black women. But how do I know none of them want to look black? Because they don't try. It's extremely rare to see anything Afrocentric added on to a white woman, whether celebrity or just regular white girl. When do you ever see a white girl go out and get a whiter nose? When do you ever go out and see a white girl get nappy hair or dreads? Or like coarse hair, so to say, or dreads. Because dreads, that's very Afrocentric. The girl you're looking at right now, she used to have dreads. She likes Africa and she likes black people very much, and she likes black girls too. So she's actually one of the girls who wouldn't mind looking like a black woman. She's one of the rare. But how often do you see these white girls do Afrocentric things to their body? Don't say big ass. That's not Afrocentric at all. Many different types of women have big asses often, so that's not Afrocentric. You see fucking South America in the background? They get asses just as often. You're not that special. Don't do it. White nose and stuff? Yeah, sometimes Asian stuff get it. But how often do you see them go get surgeries to try to look more Africanized? It's extremely rare. But they do like the behavior. So no, I don't really have much to say in this video. I just think, just in case you guys didn't know, I just thought I should tell you this. White girls in general out here in Russia really love the behavior of black women. They don't have bad things to say about the way black women look, but from their actions, they're not trying to imitate the physical features of a black woman. You know, they don't like big butts out here too much. They like nice, small, round butts. If it's big and it pokes out a lot, it just looks funny out here. You know, a lot of the girls out here with big asses are dating guys who can't get the girls they really want. I mean that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you should have saw the ass on this girl. Like, Jesus. Like, it was Friday night? Yeah, like 3 nights ago, I was at this club. And, like, I was a special guest or whatever. And this one girl who took pictures with me, you know, she was average looking. Average looking, a little overweight, but yo, I mean, her ass was so fat. Like, she was wearing dress pants, but you could, like, see the panty lines, because her butt was so big and the panties, like, holding it in. You could, like, actually see the fucking panty lines through her dress pants because her ass was so fucking fat. It's funny because I noticed this and she was wearing like a little blazer over it, but the blazer was like blousing out. So you can see that she had a really big ass, and sure enough, when she walked over, you can kind of see when she walks away, because her butt's so big, the blouse kind of lifts up a little bit. You can see like the panty lines holding in her ass cheeks. That girl has an incredible ass. So when she came over asking for a picture, and I started talking to her, and I kept talking to her, she looked confused because I kept talking to her. And I was like, here, add me on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. And she was just so fucking confused. She didn't understand. But I kept talking to her, and all the skinny, beautiful blonde girls behind me were waiting, and I was talking to her. So that's kind of how it is out there, you know? It's not out here, you know, it's not very common or very, you know, beautiful, so to say, to have a big ass like that. You know what I mean? But it just, you know, it is what it is. I just basically want you guys to know that white women out here really appreciate the behavior of black women. They really appreciate it. They really, really appreciate it. That's what they like it. They really fucking like it. You know what I mean? And of course, they don't have a problem with the skin color, you know. But when it comes to tanning, they're not trying to look black. Black people aren't exclusively the people with skin color. And even when they do tan, they're not trying to look black. The skin complexion, they probably want something like light-skinned Dominican type shit. It has nothing to do with looking black. You sound ridiculous. Nothing to do with the average African skin tone. There's nothing like that. They just want some color. It has nothing to do with looking black. You feel me? So that's basically it, guys. Let me know what you think of this video. And I'm out, Nicholas. You can't tell me nothing.